here with more Amstrad Action. That time of the week again. We just read reviews and play the games. We're starting with issue number 62 of Britain's best-selling magazine for the CPC 464 6128 plus GX4000 console. It's fighting mad. My film heroes will be battling for the Christmas #1 slot, which stars slug their way to the top of the AA Hall of Fame, while film tie-ins are set to bash the daylights out of the rest. And computer entertainment show full report on who did what and why. Headline fonts for ProText, extra fonts for Stop Press, 2 new packages reviewed inside, 6 pages of cheat mode, the best just gets better, Type-ins, forum, Borog, reaction, all your favourite regulars, a new feature on the grapevine, the latest games news, previews, and general gossip. And Rick Dangerous 2, just how good is Microprose's sequel? More CPC reviews than any other mag. Midnight Resistance, Shadow Warriors, Sly Spy. The lineup. The front end. MC, the latest news on the Amstrad scene. Reaction, 4 pages of readers' letters. The serious side, License to Thrill, Christmas is coming, and those games of the films will soon be pouring out. Look at the past, present, and future film licenses. Forum, Dr. Waring takes another techie surgery. Cheat Mode 2, this is still peddling that. TNT, a truly explosive compilation from Domark. Rick Dangerous 2, the original was good. This one is brilliant. That's something to look forward to. On the grapevine, Amstrad's console demonstrator breaks cover, the latest Gallup charts, and more. Time Machine, it's a strange one. What will you think? In Twin World, it's cute. That doesn't make it easy. A CES show report, all the news of the new computer entertainment show. Fancy fonts, fed up with the same old typefaces, and check out this new software. Balrog, the hairy hunk, brings you the latest adventuring news. Subscriptions going up? Oh no! Mind you, if you get your order in quickly. But they're increasing the prices. Oh, right, they increased the price last month. A new leaf? In the past, the relationship between Amstrad and the press has had something of the Cold War about it. A kind of mutual distrust passed down from generation to generation. Amstrad has never had a good press, and the press has never had much joy from Amstrad. But times are changing. The signs were there at the launch of the CPC in Paris, when Amstrad explained how the specs for the new console were decided by the software houses, not the engineers. And then there was the fact that Amstrad would not be selling the cartridges under its own name, but that the software publishers would get the credit on the packaging. And by the time I'd come away from my interview with Peter Roebuck, see page 7, at Amstrad's Brentwood HQ, I was convinced Amstrad had turned over a new leaf. Gone is the aggressive marketeering of the 80s, the general belligerence that so alienated the press. What's emerging now is a company that is prepared to work with the rest of the industry instead of trying to dominate it. We've not just got new machines, we've got a new Amstrad too. Afterthought. Another issue bites the dust. The end. Judge Dredd. I am the law. Yeah, all the screenshots. Amstrad's Action. Rod Lawton grills Amstrad's Peter Roebuck and press consultant Nick Hewer in a special AA interview. What is your role in Amstrad? To Roebuck. Variable. As far as this project is concerned, my role has been to gain the support of the software houses and to make sure the machine has software support. So that comes under the broad spectrum of software manager. So does that mean you choose what games go on the console? We do have the right to say we wish to work with company A and not with company B, but having said we'll work with company A, we don't think we have the right to say you can put this game out, but you can't put that game out, because you get into things like restraint of trade and restrictive practice. You have to bear in mind that we are only acting as the manufacturer. What's the reaction of publishers to another cartridge format as opposed to software on tape or disc? For them, it's wonderful. Yes, it's a big investment, but if you believe all the figures, for every one legitimate game that's sold, there are 8 illegitimate copies made of it. You can take an average software company in the UK today that maybe turns over £2 million. That means they're having £16 million stolen from them. In effect, I don't believe those figures. There were 8 copies made. Probably only 2 of these people would really have gone out and bought the game. It's still a big loss for the company. So the cartridge format helps them. The kind of software piracy that the industry has never been able to stop historically is little Johnny taping it from his pal around the corner, and that's where the majority of damage is done. What about the other consoles on the market? What do you think of them? No comment. Sure, our view is that honestly we'd never comment on other people's machines. We just stand back and wish them luck. The worst thing one wants to do is to get in a slanging match. I guess the point is that both Nintendo and Sega have established the market to such an extent that we now find it worthwhile and interesting. Okay, so that's a compliment to them. If anything, we feel there's a little bit of complacency there. There's room for us. So we're the third player coming in. It would be fair of me to ask what you're bringing to the console market that's new. An easy entry-level machine that has a natural upgrade path, in as much as someone goes out and buys an Amstrad console for their 6, 7 or 8-year-old, and then in 2 years' time decides, well look, it's very nice playing games, but I'd like you to actually do some work on this machine. Or the kid says, yeah, it's really nice playing games, but I'd really love to find out how they're written. They don't have to throw away hundreds of pounds worth of software. They can go out and buy a 464 Plus or 628 Plus and still have the same software base there. Is there at the moment a limit to the number of cartridges that Amstrad can manufacture? No, not really. It's fairly low-level technology as far as manufacturing is concerned. We can react to demand very, very quickly. We have the capacity to manufacture around 250,000 ROMs a month. So I don't think we're going to run out of production capacity. What about the price of the cartridges? How is that going to be fixed? Does that depend on the cost of the raw materials, or is it going to be set as a matter of policy? It really is a matter for the software houses to say what price they want to sell cartridges at. They calculate their own margins. Obviously, it all relates back to the price of raw materials. As of today, that's set at $24.95. I can't see it for the foreseeable future moving considerably in either direction, really. And I said Dixon's is going to carry the software. That must be quite a coup, because it hasn't done that before, has it? They've done tests over the last 3 months with Nintendo software, and they've done very well with it. That's something we've been trying to convince them of for ages, because we've always said that one of the keys to this whole project is getting the software sold alongside the hardware. It's very important, because with the type of people who buy this computer, it's almost certainly going to be a first-time purchase. We've seen the special demonstrator unit at the show. That seems an excellent idea. That's right, we feel it's important that kids should know what they're buying. You're not spending $2.99 on a tape this time, you're spending $24.95. But we've seen from the history of Sega and Nintendo that people are willing to spend that sort of money. I think it's important that they should know what they're buying. How are the 12's games on the comparator going to be updated regularly? As regularly as retailers find it fit. So if they find a slow-moving item, they can pull it out of the comparator and put something else in. How many comparators are going to go out? Are a couple of shops in every high street going to have one? The comparators are not made for the high street multiples. They have their own way of displaying software. They have special needs, so they work out their own. These are for independent dealers ostensibly. So that was that. Amstrad is clearly 100% behind the new machines, and behind the inevitable bullish front there lies a quiet confidence in the relaunched 8-bit range. Most telling of all, though, is the company's determination that the new hardware should be software-led, which is a fancy way of saying that, at last, the programmers and publishers should have the final say and not the engineers. The AMScene 128K Spicky moves over for Plus. Amstrad shows support for new C6128 Plus by chopping the competing Spectrum Plus 3. Production of the Spectrum Plus 3 has ceased. Amstrad, which manufactured the machine alongside the CPC and Plus range, has stopped making them because the Spectrum Plus 3's potential market was deemed to be too close to that of the top Plus machine. That's tough on Spectrum fans, but great news for Plus buyers, as it clearly demonstrates Amstrad's determination to support the machine. The good news for Spectrum owners, who need all the good news they can get, let's face it, is that the Spectrum Plus 2 will still continue to be made. It will be the only remaining version of the Spectrum still around. The news has brought a mixed reaction. It's sad to see a machine with such a colourful history behind it disappear, but the 6128 Plus is technically far superior to the Plus 3, which was built and marketed solely as a games playing machine. However, the Spectrum Plus 3 was far cheaper, weighing in at around half the price, though the 6128 Plus does come complete with a colour monitor. Amstrad clearly felt sales of the newer machine might be damaged. The ZX Spectrum was originally launched back in 1982. It was one of the first colour home computers and certainly the cheapest. It had a rubber keyboard and the basic model had just 16K of memory. Amstrad bought the Sinclair brand name in April 1986, along with the production rights for the computer. The company subsequently upgraded the machines to include a cassette deck and added disk drive versions. How long the Spectrum Plus 2 will continue is uncertain, as reputation as the budget games machine will no doubt continue for some time. But Amstrad is clearly committed to the GX4000 console and Plus range as its 8-bit mainstay. Wave expands. CPCers who have upgraded to one of the new Plus machines will have found out that any peripherals they had will no longer work. The problem results from the physical differences in the expansion port connector. The old CPC range used a protruding edge connector. The Plus machines have a more professional and robust but totally incompatible connectors. Oh yeah, need fret no longer. Wave has introduced an expansion port adapter. The device consists of two connectors and a length of cable. One end plugs snugly into the back of the Plus machine while the other remains free for connection to your CPC peripherals. The connector converter costs £10 plus 115 PNP from Wave. Shopper Show Bonanza. The Computer Shopper Show is on its way, and with it the annual shopping trolley competition. For those who don't know, this involves the winner of a little competition getting a whole 5 minutes to rush around the show, grabbing a trolley full of goodies from a whole range of stands. The companies taking part are as follows: ANS Distribution, Bits and Bytes, Black Stuff, Computer Manuals, Database Software, Delta Leisure, Highsoft, Highwind Media, Cador, MD Office Supplies, Media Direct, Media Value, MediaWare, NASA Promotions, Turbosoft, and Westerning. These kindly folks are each putting up a special prize to be collected by a stampeding winner. But what do you have to do? Well, always assuming you're interested in scooping up an entire trolley full of prizes, all you have to do is send us a postcard addressed as follows. Don't forget your name and address. All the entries will be collected in a hat, a very large one, and a prize draw made on Thursday, 15th of November. And that's it. The rules. 1. Each winner will be limited to one predetermined item per stand, either software or peripherals, but actual machines will not be made available. 2. All entries must reach us by 15th of November 1990. 3. The judge's decision is final and no correspondence will be entered into. 4. Employees of Future Publishing or Database are not eligible for entry. The Computer Shopper Show will take place at the Wembley Conference Centre in London. The dates are Thursday the 6th to Sunday the 9th of December. What a trolley load of goodies. Like these dudes. Nemesis range resurfaces. Nemesis, producer of serious software and utilities for the CPC, has ceased to trade. It's not all doom and gloom, however, as Microstyle, well known for its hardware exploits, has taken over the entire range of software. All their old favourites are available, including Bonzo Blitz, Super Meddler, MaxiDOS, and ProCopy. Additionally, the software is now bundled, effectively giving two for the price of one. Bonzo Blitz comes with 4 Nemesis adventure games. Super Meddler includes Bonzo Duda and MaxiDOS. Comes complete with ProCopy. All the compilations cost $13.75. Additionally, purchasers of Microstyle's 3.5-inch second disk drive will get the MaxiDOS ProCopy bundle free. The disk drive costs $79.95. Cheetah launches new joystick range. Cheetah, the UK's leading manufacturer of joysticks, proudly announced its updated range of equipment at the CES in Earl's Court. New joystick releases range from the totally sublime to the ridiculous. For a start, the company has come up with the first joystick specifically for the GX4000 console. It has 4 fire buttons, auto fire, tabletop suction pads, and is playable by either left or right-handed people. 2 of the buttons correspond to fire button A on the Amstrad joypad, and 2 correspond to button B. Great news for console plus buyers who can't get on with the standard joypad. One of the other joysticks is called the Ninja Tortoise. This is a green, ergonomically shaped stick whose shell acts as a directional movement control. The player simply places his hand upon the tortoise's back and rocks it in the direction he wants to go. The eyes act as the fire buttons, giving, as Cheetah explains, high-quality tactile feedback. Also looks very silly. It should be available at the end of the year. An anonymous joystick has been secretly developed. It's called the Stick with No Name. So really, it shouldn't even be called that. It has a special ergonomic design, but different to the tortoise, and is absolutely hair trigger sensitive. It also has an auto fire option and 2 fire buttons, one for thumb and one for 4-finger operation. Cheetah, which claims rather grandly to be doing the things other people just dream about, will be shipping 1 million units in 1990. The prices of the joysticks described above will be as follows. Stick X, a stick with no name, $14.95. Ninja Tortoise, $9.99. 125 GX4000 compatible, $9.99. If you want to find out more, Cheetah International. Yeah, okay. Amscene shrinks to 2 pages. Shock! It's true, the Amscene section of Amstrad Action has gone down from its original 3 pages to 2. Never fear though, AA has a new section called On the Grapevine, which will now be covering all games-related news, previews and gossip, so our news coverage is now greater than ever. Big joysticks for big hands. Buckinghamshire joystick manufacturer Contriver is planning to release a rather large joystick. It'll be called the SX1100 Challenger. It is designed around the premise that you don't need to delicately grasp a joystick. You need to clench your entire fist around it. There are 6 fire buttons and included as a variable speed auto fire option. The stick is suitable for either left or right hand operation and comes in cable and infrared versions. Another feature not seen often on joysticks is the LED indicator, which lights up every time the fire button is pressed. Both the transparent and black joysticks sell for $24.99 when running off a cable, and the infrared versions are $34.99. The product should be available right now. For anyone with hands the size of JCB buckets, the Challenger could be perfect. You can get somebody with ordinary fingers to do the dialing for you. Oh no. Has the cover up! Blast, blast, and double blast! Despite our best efforts, last month's cover tape carried a ghastly bungle. 1 to 2 million of you phoned us up to say that the programs will transfer to disk but won't run afterwards. All we can say in our defence, my lord, is that the masters themselves transferred fine and the cover tapes do all load and run perfectly from tape. The main problem seems to be that the basic loader files themselves for each game just won't transfer properly to disk. However, both these programs are short enough to be typed in, so we're printing them here. The basic loader programs need to be typed in and saved to disk. The transfer instructions suffered too. Oh god, no. Yeah, there should be an exclamation mark immediately after each load, for instance. So, what you need to do is as follows. Forget about transferring the loader. There you go. I really do feel bad about all this. It was supposed to be a nice and easy tape-to-disk transfer routine. It's got horribly complicated all of a sudden. So if you simply can't get it to work, and you simply must have these games on disk, just send us a blank formatted disk, a self-addressed envelope, and we'll do it for you, okay? The AA61 Mucho Aggro. Reaction. Lots and lots of console questions this month. Top 10 console questions. Here it is, the top 10 questions received by AA regarding Amstrad's new Plus range and console. What will the cost of the cartridges be? About £25. Can a tape player be used with the 618 Plus? No, but it's expected that a widget enabling it to do so will be available shortly. Can an existing Amstrad monitor, such as the CTM 664, be used with the console or Plus range? Yes, but without sound. Will disc games go up in price? It is very unlikely. I think we've already seen that they've already gone up. Will cassette games become redundant? No, there's a huge base of tape users, and this will certainly continue to be catered for. Will cartridges be available with games compilations on them? It's technically possible, so is bound to happen eventually. Will the DD1 disk drive work with the 464 Plus? Not with the existing cables. The 464 has new ports which require new leads to be manufactured. Is all current software compatible with the new series? Yes, as long as it obeys the rules. Over 99% of software tested by AA is totally compatible, so really everything does work. Who will be interested in producing cartridge games? All the major software companies that AA has spoken to are showing great interest in the new cartridges. Their development and production teams are already hard at work. Will AA continue to cover disc and tape games in the same way? Yes, AA will certainly continue the same complete coverage of the existing machines, but will also be branching out into the console and Plus range in a big way. At last, all your console questions answered. Mad as a small village. I'm writing to berate you on your total lack of social conscience. Whilst the rest of us are having to tighten our belts, you persist in expanding the quality and size of the AA magazine. It has got to stop. Doesn't your editor know there's a war on, almost? This function should be to cut, slash, and cut again, and never mind the blood. That's all I have to say. I'm off to do some severe editing on a pork pie and a pint. I hope my words do not fall on deaf ears. If they do, I blame it all on that chap Sony Walkman. J. Keneally, Exeter. You may well complain about the cost of small dirigibles. Anyway, I've never been to Pontefract. Now, what was the question? Puzznic. The latest and greatest puzzle game to hit the Western world has now come to your computer. The best-selling coin-op game by Taito employs 144 levels of fiendish perplexity as you position the blocks and make them disappear. Sounds easy? The Gameplay is staggering, simple. The ingenuity lies in the formation of the screens. Get puzzled by Puzznic and prepared for many long nights of frustration and excitement. The magic of the movies. Everyone's heard of the book of the film, but what about the game of the film? Increasingly, software houses are turning to big-name films as the basis for their computer games. And as Christmas draws near, we can expect to see a whole flood of cinematic offerings appearing on the Amstrad. This month, we trace the history of licenses, where they've come from, where they're going, and how the humble computer owner can be transformed into an on-screen superhero, vanquishing evil and righting wrongs in a film-watching, games-playing future where you are the heroes and you decide the outcome. Aliens the film was atmospheric and terrifying. Aliens the game, 90%, AA-17, was every bit as evil. I won't mention the other Aliens game. From celluloid to computer chip. Too daft for words. What makes a good license? No one seems to know. Certainly, there have been more than a few games that fell at the first, as someone somewhere realised that they were just too awful to live. There was the EastEnders game, for example, where even now no one can understand the reason it was thought of in the first place. And then there was the planned Man in Black game, based on the exploits of that mysterious figure frequently seen diving from aircraft and somersaulting through the Alps, only to deliver a box of chocks to some daft bint in a bedroom. With a plot that thin, the gameplay was doomed to be virtually non-existent. Thankfully, it never happened. And then there was the anonymous software house that hired a team of educational programmers to write Friday the 13th. The results were on the pitiful side of bad, and the program was an embarrassment to its producers, who did their level best to smother it. Then there was the James Dean and Marilyn Monroe game that died quietly, presumably when the producers realised that one couldn't act and the other couldn't talk. And can you imagine a plot involving those two? You'd have more luck with Ronald Reagan and a chimpanzee. Okay, so it's been done. And then there was the successful software houses that planned a game around the aircraft carrier USS Nimitz. The game was 4 years in the making and still never made it to the shops. The Nimitz is still afloat, the software company isn't. Friday the 13th, a very gruesome film and a very gruesome game for completely different reasons. Yeah, the small screen even. Everything. Got text going around the gun. The man in the hat has inspired many adventuresome epic on the computer screen. Our list of all the licensed games. This list seems a bit short, really, but eh. And you got the TV ones. Don't worry, this will get longer soon. Underneath this computer is an arcade fighting to get out. Daytel Electronics, another 3-pager, is it? No, just 2. Oh, okay. Kickoff 2, blistering pace, pixel, perfect passing, superb tactical gameplay. Forum. A problem shared is a problem doubled, so ask the doctor if you're troubled. I can't do that. I'm at a loose end and I wondered if you could help. I'm currently designing a program on a CPC 6128 which would be icon driven. However, I cannot find a basic routine that will enable me to move the cursor, an arrow, around the screen without erasing whatever it has passed over. The cursor will be moved over a screen designed on the advanced OCP Art Studio. I've stated the listings of various programs, including Smart 2 and the desktop program by DW Software, but still without result. I'll be more than grateful for any relevant information. I've been experimenting with print characters 23, character 1, etc., as well as with ink modes, but still no luck. Michael Morgan, Woodsets, knots. It's a difficult thing to achieve in BASIC. You really need to resort to machine code to do that. The way it is done is to record the area of screen where the pointer will be placed before drawing the pointer. When the pointer is moved, the area is copied back and the process is repeated. £20 is up grabs for suitable typing. It's true, this crispy £20 note is up for grabs. Read on. Boy, mad as a mongoose. Mad as Mad Jack McMad. Oh, he's back. He's back. He's back. Rick Dangerous 2. Rick Dangerous 2. The man in the hat is back in a flash. Okay. On the grapevine. News, views, previews, scandal, gossip. The place where we bring you up to date on who's who and what's what in the world of computer entertainment. Biggest news at September's computer entertainment show, apart from the new Amstrad machines, of course, was the new console display unit designed by Amstrad to go into computer stores. Styled like an arcade console machine, the unit has an eye-level monitor, GX4000, attached underneath it, and two games paddles. The console on display isn't the one that does the work, but some mysterious workings inside instead. The main screen offers you a choice of games to try out, while the games themselves will be displayed on a rack lower down at the front. The idea is that kids, and more than a few big kids, can come in the shop and try before they buy. And people who haven't quite decided whether to buy a console or not can be amazed by the graphics and stereo sound. A great idea, and one that should send sales of the machine and software through the roof. We beat back the crowds from the machine on display at the show and took a look at the games running on it. Most were rehashes of games already released on the Amstrad CPC, but there were some completely new ones too. Bearing in mind that many of the games were pre-production demos, probably rushed through for the show, here's a little rundown of what was there. Crazy Cars 2, Titus, first reviewed in AA44, where it scored 82%. This driving game puts you behind the wheel of a Ferrari F40. Your job? To smash a stolen car racket run by police officers. How do you do that? By driving like a lunatic in one of the world's fastest production cars. Don't ask questions, just enjoy. Switchblade, Gremlin. Whether or not we're going to see this wholly new game on the console depends on discussions currently going on between Gremlin and Amstrad. If we don't, it'll be a shame. You play Hero, the last of the Blade Knights, in a platform adventure where you must attempt to assemble the awesome Fireblade, the only weapon which will defeat the evil Havoc. Graphics are cute, small and well defined, and it plays very smoothly and well. It's all done in the Amstrad's 4-colour mode, but by using the new hardware sprites as objects, Gremlin is managing 8, 16 and 20 colours on screen at once. 3. Fire and Forget 2, the Titus. We reviewed this console game last issue. Another high-speed driving game, this time controlling your Thundermaster 2, a car come plane. in an attempt to stop a convoy of terrorists wrecking an international peace conference with a nuclear bomb. There are 60 different types of enemy to blast into oblivion before you can do it, though. 4. Clax, Domark. This AA ray scored 89% back in AA 50. In it, you have to stack up coloured tiles sliding towards you and then drop them down to form horizontal, vertical, and diagonal lines of the same colour. But the longer you play, the faster they come down, and each successive level is harder than the last. Simple but hugely addictive, and the console version will feature extra game backgrounds when it arrives. Pro Tennis Tour, Ubisoft. This French tennis simulator scored 72% back in AA 53. The console version has even better graphics than the original, with the main players much more detailed, but just as fast around the court as ever. Tennis Cup 2, LOCL. We previewed this tennis game with a difference in AA 57. Unusually, the screen is split into two, so each person can watch their on-screen players from the same perspective. The console version looks 100 times better with much more colour and high-definition players. Burning Rubber, Ocean, the first game Amstrad Action saw running on the new console and the one given away with the machine. Got a 3-page review in AA 60. It's a high-speed Le Mans type racing game where you drive on and on into the night through some spectacular colour changes as the sun goes down. The crash sequence is amazing. The other cars and time limits tough. Operation Thunderbolt, Ocean. The conversion of the arcade game scored a massive 89% in AA 52. Not much thinking needed for this one, just a quick trigger finger and instant reactions as you take on countless enemy troops, tanks and helicopters in a do-or-die hostage rescuing mission. Tintin on the Moon, Infogrames. We weren't so keen on this one back in AA 52, it scored a measly 44%. It looked good, but was a bit shallow and boring to play. Are there any changes to the console version? We don't know yet. No Exit. Why, we don't know. Bit of a mystery, this one, since we haven't been able to find out who's producing it. It looks like a martial arts combat game, and if the background graphics on this first stage are anything to go by, it should look excellent. Oh, there's 11. Barbarian 2, Palace, reviewed in AA 44, where it scored 92%. And the Master Game Accolade. This sword-wielding combat game won't win any prizes for intelligence, but it's quite tricky and great fun, especially the animated sequence when your hero or heroine is killed. And Batman the Movie, by Ocean, scoring 90% in AA 51. This game of the film is one of the best of its type for a long time. There's 5 levels, each one taken from a sequence in the film. And only the most skilled and dedicated gamester is going to make it to the end. Are there any changes to make the console version even better? You'll have to wait and see. Activision pulls out. It's true, veteran games software house Activision is pulling out of the home micro market, certainly as far as the Amstrad range is concerned. A great shame, particularly since the company had brought us so many great releases, like Power Drift, Master Game Issue 51, Ghostbusters 2, Master Game Issue 52, and Fighter Bomber, Raven Issue 59. French jump of the queue. While supping champagne at the Ubisoft stand at the CES, it's a hard life sometimes, we noticed something. There are 2 Amstrad Pluses running the cartridge version of Pro Tennis Tour. What's so unusual about that, you ask? Well, nothing except where do they get their machines from? They're like gold dust in the UK. When trying to buy machines off Amstrad for weeks, but it keeps saying it doesn't have any yet. Amstrad France, on the other hand, looks as if it's got its act together already. Furious? We down there choked on our Volvents. Format Frenzy. Amstrad's new GX4000 console and Plus machines have really set the cat amongst the pigeons with the software houses. It's not that they're not impressed with the machine, far from it. The problem is, do they release games on tape or disc and cartridge, or pick one or the other and miss out on possible sales? Ocean reckons that games need to be rewritten more or less from the ground up for the cartridge users, while Gremlin Graphics thinks it's a fairly easy matter to convert games from one machine to the other. What the rest are going to do remains to be seen. The Gallup charts, full price games. Software priced over £4.99. Shadow Warriors, Turrican, Batman the Movie, Robocop, still there. Chase HQ, World Cup Soccer 90, Manchester United, Football Man World Cup. Okay, Italy 1990 winners. Heroes, Gazers Super Soccer, Heroes of the Lance, Back to the Future 2, Bomber. I think that's supposed to be Fighter Bomber, right? World Cup 90 Comp, Cricket Master, Lords of Chaos, International 3D Tennis, Turbo Outrun, and Dragons of Flame. There's a lot of soccer games in there. Budget games. Software priced under £4.99. Quattro Adventures. A Question of Sport. Big Trouble in Little China. Paperboy. Restan Pro Boxing Simulator. D Tomps Olymp Chow. Temple of Doom. Hong Kong Fooey. Match Day 2. This chart was compiled by Gallup Limited. For the latest preview news this issue, check out our special 3-page computer entertainment show report, starting on page 36. Here's a cheap mode book. Still flipping this one off. Can you afford to be without it? Boy, Helpline is for readers wanting help, tips, and pen pals, or offering any of the above. No money is to exchange hands, okay? This page is for free help only. If you send in an entry asking for money in your services and you're wasting your time and a stamp, it'll be straight in the bin. On the other hand, send in a check for £5 and you could go on small ads. Commodore format again. Oh, Deathbringer and Zyx. Playable demo of Xsoft's new Blast 'em Up Laserhead. Including all console owners. Great money saving offer. A free cassette. Every issue has at least one complete game and a fistful of demos. Put some life in your machine. Oh, here's a computer entertainment show thing. Last year, like so many years before, there was the PCW show. It was the computer event of the year. It was where industry and public met. Unfortunately, there was a big row between the show's organisers and it ceased to exist. A new show stepped in to take its place. Well, 2 new shows. You see, the problem with the PCW show was that along with the well-read leisure exhibitors, there was the boring, stuffy business hall full of PC stuff, which was of no interest to anybody except boring, stuffy business types with PCs. So now there is one show for business people and one for games people, called the Computer Entertainment Show. Accolade. Accolade had a fair few up-and-coming titles. Grand Prix Circuit, for example, put you in the seat of a Formula 1 racing car. You race around the circuit, putting the pedal to the metal as you attempt to outperform all other vehicles. Gunboat has you controlling a US patrol boat. There are lots of missions, all with one thing in common, lots of enemies to machine gun into oblivion. Star Control promises to be something really special, set in deep space. It's a strategy game where you have to either conquer the galaxy yourself or stop your opponent doing it. There are 9 different scenarios, and it should keep you going for a time. Talking of strategy, Accolade has licensed Stratego from the MB Mord game. It's a capture the flag game which combines elements of chess and real warfare. The computer can take the place of your opponent, so there's always someone to play against. Amstrad. Amstrad had a large walk-on stand, and guess what took pride of place there? Yes, it was the official public unveiling of the GX4000 and Plus range of computers. The games Burning Rubber and Fine Forget 2 were on display, along with 10 other forthcoming games products. It did look like a few were cobbled together hurriedly to be ready in time for the show, as many of them looked virtually identical to the CPC versions. We shall see. The full story about the new console products can be found in AA's new section on the Grapevine on page 30. Turn there immediately. Well, after you finish reading this. I think we've already done that. Activision. Activision was showing previews of a couple of games. Time Machine is an interesting concept, Professor Potts, the Brainbox hero, comes under terrorist attack while working on his time machine. Gosh, I wonder where he got where that plot came from. He's thrown way back into prehistory and has to manipulate the various time zones to get back to the present day. Sadly, Activision, which has brought us some great games in the past, will no longer be publishing Amstrad software after its current release schedule runs out. It's going to concentrate its efforts on PC and console games. Console games? Well, you never know. Dragon Breed and Atomic RoboKid are conversions from arcade machines. They're still very much in the development stages at the moment. But if they're anything like the arcade versions, they'll be well worth waiting for. Atomic RoboKid, coming soon from Activision. I don't think it does. Dragon Breed does, though, I think. From memory. Audiogenic. Audiogenic is getting plenty of Amstrad software ready for the months running up to Christmas. Loops, Helter Skelter, Exterminator, and Emlyn Hughes Arcade Quiz have all been mentioned here before in AmScene. It can be confirmed that Exterminator is an extremely odd-looking license, but extremely good fun while it's at it. New on the list is Super League Manager. It's one of those football management games, but it has a really pretty front end. It's looking good. One feature of the game is that it can be linked to Emlyn Hughes International Soccer, so you can influence the results with your playing skills. Electronic Zoo. Electronic Zoo has licensed the famous table football game Subbuteo for its first forage into the Amstrad market. It claims that the game is much more playable than many other football simulators because it's based on a true one or two-player game. Magic Garden will be along soon afterwards. You play the part of a gnome whose duty is to keep the garden alive and well. A flower-growing simulator may sound a bit soft, but the gameplay looks like being a cross between Little Computer People and SimCity. Domark. Domark's stand was packed with noisy arcade machines and even noisier kids. There was good reason too. There's a lot coming our way. The latest of the Bond games is one. The Spy Who Loved Me features many sequences from the film. It involves lots of vertically scrolling shoot-'em-up type sections and lots of dodging cars as well. Wings of Fury puts you in the pilot's seat of a World War II plane. It's up to you to provide defense for your stricken aircraft carrier. Based in the Pacific Ocean, it's a case of blasting the Japs to bits before they do the same to you. Badlands is a sequel to Super Sprint. The aim is the same, to complete a set number of laps before everybody else. The similarities end there though. This time you can cheat. Missiles are available to blast the other vehicles from the road, so if you're lagging behind your chum and can't catch him up, then blow him up. Stun Runner is an absolutely stunning arcade game. It's Domark's big Christmas release and offers excellent fast 3D action. You're at the controls of an advanced Stun Runner, which you drive through tunnels, riding the Outer Walls bobsleigh fashion to gain speed. And should anything get in the way, well, that's what your lasers are for. In addition to this, there are loads of 10-gen arcade releases making their way onto the CPC and Plus machines over the coming year. Domark's first console game will be with us shortly too. It's that brain-teasing puzzler Clax. The gameplay is identical to the CPC version, but the extra tricks have been used to spice up the graphics. Disney Software. Disney Software is a new-ish company founded to license all those famous Disney characters and films. The biggie is, of course, Dick Tracy. That comes out at the end of October. A whole boodle of educational software featuring your favourite cartoon characters is also promised. Incentive. Incentive has won itself a master game or two in the past with its innovative Freescape system. Now the company has taken a stage further to produce the 3D construction kit. The kit will allow you to reproduce your own 3D environment, design your own 3D games, and bring your CPC one step closer to modelling virtual reality. Virtually. We can't wait to see it, but we'll have to. It's not scheduled for release until April next year. CDS. CDS has been pretty quiet for a time now. It did have European Super League on its stand though, mind you, it did last year too. The game's promised for an October release. Watch this space. A compilation of its Colossus chess and bridge games were also promised. We'll let you know. Empire. Empire was showing off the Amazing Spider-Man. Here you take on the role of Spidey in a quest to rescue Mary Jane, the good woman who's been taken captive by the mysterious Mysterio. It's a platform and laders game with a difference. You can walk upside down along the ceiling and horizontally on walls. You can even walk on the floor. A new Gazza game is on the way too, presumably to take advantage of the famous footballer reaching newfound heights of popularity. Gremlin. Gremlin has a running demo of its forthcoming biggie, Lotus Esprit Turbo Challenge. The game is of the standard road race variety, but the big difference is that two players can take part at the same time. The screen is horizontally split in two. The player 1 takes the top half of the screen, while player 2 controls the bottom half. You can actually see the other player as he zips past you. On top of this, it's a fast game with a lovely dipping and rising effect as you race up and down hills. Ultimate Golf Shark Attack is licensed from top Aussie golfer Greg Norman. The game has convincing 3D landscapes, and Gremlin says that it's truly realistic simulation, including real game factors. Shadow of the Beast should be available any day now. It's a very, very pretty game, and the action is fast and furious as you attempt to fight your way through to the beast. Keep an eye out for it. Also on the way from Gremlin are 10-pack, a 10-game compilation, Supercars and Celica GT4 Rally. More on those when we hear about them. Console-wise, Gremlin has Switchblade. It's an exploration game a bit like Rick Dangerous. Your adventure begins above ground, but you need to make your way deep into the bowels of the earth in your quest to rebuild the Fireblade. Small, cute, and well-defined graphics initially look a tad simple, but they fit together very well. The software business. The software business has up until now been acting as a distributor for a number of software publishers. It has announced, however, that it's launching a label of its very own. Ocean. Ocean had tons of stuff under development on the console. Robocop 2, Navy SEALs, Special Criminal Investigation, Toki, Plotting, and Pang are all written for the console. A whole load of existing CPC games were being converted too. Titles like Batman, Operation Thunderbolt, and Shadow Warriors are on their way to the format. There are one or two tape or disc games coming up too, so you don't need to feel left out if you can't use cartridges. Total Recall, Nightbreed, Narc, and Puzznic are all in the offing. Titus. Titus are keeping secretive at the moment, but we did manage to get a sneak preview of Crazy Cars 2 at the show. You drove around 4 of the American states, watching out for cops, eventually hoping to smash the illegal racketeering. And Fine Forget 2 should be in the shops soon. Kicks. Kicks US Gold's budget arm announced that it would be repackaging all its products. Instead of the old pastel pinky colours, the game packs will look much bolder and brighter. Masses of big names are being budgetized for the run-up to Christmas, so if you missed out on them a year or so back, now's your chance. US Gold. US Gold has been kept busy. There's plenty on all formats coming soon. Strider 2 is the follow-up to Strider. The hack and slash game has been uprated, with the ability to turn into a robot now and shoot things. Strider 2 will be available on cassette, disc, and cartridge. Okay. Also on tape and disc will be Line of Fire, UN Squadron, E-SWAT, Night Shift, and a 5-game compilation called Platinum. Mirrorsoft. Mirrorsoft are gearing up with those mutated genus tortillas, the Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles, not to be confused with ninjas. The company's major release for Crimbo. Already taking the toys world by storm, will these hardened heroes do the same on the home micro? Also coming is Back to the Future 3, which will be released to coincide with the film. GTI. GTI is a new company that specializes in strategy management type games. They were marketed at the budget price of $2.99. Titles include Classic Punter, Classic Trainer, Soccer Director, and The Manager. Microprose. Microprose had none other, and nothing other, than Rick Dangerous 2. Read the full review on page 46. Pro Punter. Invest of Pro Punter. Turn your CPC 600 into an expert racing advisor. And they want £57.50 for it. Good. Printing made perfect. Amstrad's home micros are versatile machines. Apart from games playing, novel writing, and small business running, they're also pretty handy at small-scale desktop publishing. Adam Waring looks at two packages designed to further improve the look of your printed output. PS Headings Plus 1195 disc orb systems. And now you too can produce headlines like this in ProText. Good news, professional quality results makes ProText much more versatile. Bad news, manual provided on disc only, no hard copy. Slightly fiddly. Now, graphics galore, £12 in disc, Goldmark systems. Good news, easy art to incorporate into your pages, plenty of pictures covering all sorts of subjects. Bad news, many similar pictures in each collection. Vastly inflated price for what's basically PD stuff. Action test. It's madness. Everyone's fighting to play Rick Dangerous 2. Rick Dangerous 2. The follow-up to Microprose's cult masterpiece. It's good. Damned good. Page 46. You got a whole guide to level 1. We print the whole of the first level just so you know what you're in for and to prove we could do it. Good to know. Will Domark's TNT compilation blow your mind? Or does it just bomb out? Find out on page 44. Ocean's Puzznic could be the best puzzler since Tetris. Or is it just a game for squares? Page 56. Go back and put the world right even before it's gone wrong in Activision's temporal teaser on page 58. Be cute, trot around happily, or die horribly in Twin World on page 62. Also reviewed County Cricket, Guardian Angel, Tiger Road, California Games, and The Boxer. What do we have first? We have TNT. A Domark, $14.99 tape, $24.99 disc, joystick or keys. Dragons, the police, robots, and inner tubes. What's the connection? They're all here. Whatever form your lust for action takes, you should find it catered for with this compilation of Domark Tengen arcade games. 5 full-price releases have been brought together to satisfy your crazed desires for speed, violence, maiming, and floating around in an old tyre. The TNT collection can be seen as 5 totally separate arcade games without even a common theme, costing a $5 each. The games are on 2 discs, with Dragon Spirit occupying one of those discs. All are good games, certainly worth 3 clams each on tape. Dragon Spirit and Hard Driving are the best, and very playable they are too, if you persevere. If you like arcade games, then buy this compilation, but if you like arcade games, you'll probably have one or more of these anyway. What you must then ask yourself is whether the ones you don't have are worth all that money. The games are getting old now, and possibly better and more recent versions are available, but if you want a good arcade action at a lower than average price, this is the one. James Spare Tire Leech. Hard Driving, a name once on everyone's lips. This track racing game has in-car 3D views and pits you against the other vehicles on a fiendishly twisty circuit. You must travel around as fast as possible, negotiating bridges, jumps, and even a loop. The car can have either automatic or manual gears, and the circuit has a junction, forcing you to decide upon either the speed or stunt sections of the track. If you manage to go fast enough, you get to race against the Phantom Photon. This is the slightly ludicrous name of your computer-controlled opponent. It's a one-on-one race, and you'll need every ounce of driving skill, plus a large degree of luck. Graphics are largely mono, but nevertheless look good, because they are satisfyingly fast. However, the car is wickedly difficult to control, and can get quite frustrating. A great function is the instant replay. Every time you crash, the accident is replayed from a view outside the car. You can see exactly how the accident happened, and how your car managed to end up hundreds of yards away and on its roof. Your driving often looks straight out of a Steve McQueen movie anyway. The Sonics are okay, if not ear-boggling. The car buzzes in a most unsports car-like way, but it adds a good feeling of speed and urgency to the racing. Overall, therefore, the game is very nicely done and certainly playable. Dragon Spirit. Fantasy arcade action abounds with Dragon Spirit. This shoot 'em up manages to steer clear of spaceships or cars. Instead, you pilot a large dragon flying sedately over a vertically scrolling landscape. Your mission? To rescue, yes, rescue, a princess captured by a rather selfish devil. Brontosauri, Brontosauri, pterodactyls, and many strange and mythical creatures try to stop you from reaching the end of the 8th level. You can move in all 4 directions and can shoot firebolts as well as bombs. These are the small toxic lumps that drop from the underside of the dragon. Sounds a bit dodgy, really. The dragon has to contend with a great variety of foes. Some swoop in from the top of the screen, whilst others advance slowly, firing all the time. Phoenixes appear at the end of the level. These are obviously pretty resistant to fire, so blast away for as long as you can. This game is a serious joystick waggling, trigger flapping bonanza of destruction. There's certainly waves and waves of nasties to splat. The game is fast and smooth, the dragon flaps along in a most endearing fashion, so you feel obliged to keep the poor chap alive for as long as you can, trying for the next level. There are many other little touches, such as enchantment capsules, which enhance your firepower. But the best way to survive is to hone your reactions until you can twist, turn, avoid, and shoot back like a good un. Pure old-fashioned arcade action. Graphics are strong, everything is smooth, colourful and fast. The on-screen playing area is a tad small, but you get used to it, and the sprites are a decent size. Sound isn't too special. The tune is a strange choice for a fantasy game, but never mind. Spot effects are perfectly acceptable. APB. Apprehending known crimes out joyriding is a serious business. In APB, this is exactly what you must do. You drove a squad car seen from an overhead view. The idea is to rid the streets of the dregs of society. This is done by hitting them with your police siren, represented by a target in front of your car. They should stop and allow themselves to be led meekly to the slammer. Hardened villains need to be rammed to a halt before surrendering. This is where the fun starts and the real skill is needed. Once you get the felons back in the chokey, you can beat confessions out of them in time-honored Dixon of Doc Green style. Eh? The roads are also littered with donuts, bags of money, and ordinary law-abiding citizens. Eat the grub, grab the dosh, avoid the plebs. Graphics are small but neat and cartoon-like. Gameplay is fun, but ultimately quite limited. The sound is okay, but nothing to write to Auntie Mabel and Runcorn about. Tubin. You and your mate Jet, computer or human, drift along, avoiding branches, logs, blowpipe-firing natives, and so on. You can't directly kill your companion, but you can force him into hazards, while you collect the loot, which is also bobbing around. The game slowly scrolls upwards as the river flows, with each player having considerable control over where he or she wants to paddle. This takes skill because you can drift around aimlessly at first until you learn the ropes. You can collect tin cans to throw at branches and logs. This clears your path, leaving you free to bounce off your opponent or steer through marker poles to gain extra points. A great jazz-like soundtrack adds a lot to the lightheartedness of the game. Graphics are spicky mono and they're therefore small, but the game as a whole works nicely and is not too hard. And it's certainly fun. Zybots. Forget all that dragons, maidens, and monster nonsense. It's Wreck a Robot time. Major Rock Hardy and Captain Ace Gunn are just the men skillful enough to carry out this task, despite their rather contrived names. They must kill the head honcho Zybot, having first found him lurking in the maze-like corridors of the underground city. Your character is always in view on your half of the vertically split screen, and as you move around, the walls jerk past. The position of the Zybots are shown on a scanner, so you can ambush them as they advance through the passageways. 2 people can play simultaneously, each watching their own display. This way you can split up and do more damage. There's also a lot of fun as the 2 players start to fight amongst themselves. A duel in the corridors with Zybots as an additional hazard can be more exhilarating than hunting Mr. Big Cheese Zybot himself. Money to buy better weapons and extra energy can be found at random points around the maze, which has the transporter zones at various points around it. Unfortunately, the maze isn't big or complex enough to make the game really technically challenging, but the element of surprise does figure, which is important in a game of this type. Graphics aren't stunning, they do work okay though. They mean waddle a bit, but are drawn nicely and they are large. Sound is pretty rudimentary, and there's a nice little theme tune which fits the atmosphere well. Second opinion. These are 5 good games on this compilation, but at £25 it's a bit expensive. The verdict. Hard Driving, AA53, 80%. Tubin, AA52, 76%. APB, AA50, 60%. Dragon Spirit, AA49, 81%. Cybots, AA47, 76%. AA rating, 79%. 5 playable games at a playable price. And thankfully, we don't have to play them because we've played them all before. We can go on to the next one. Next game. Because it's Rick Dangerous 2 by Microstyle, $9.99 cassette, $14.99 disc, joystick or keys. Rick Dangerous, professional hero and part-time car park attendant, is off again. He just can't sit still for 5 minutes without going on some top secret mission, or retrieving some long-lost artifact, or saving the world from aliens. That's what he's up to this time. A humongous great UFO has landed right in the middle of Hyde Park, London. Everyone else has run away, screaming. But not Rick. Quick as a flash, he nips into the nearest phone box and calls the fire brigade. Then he comes out with his underpants on top of his trousers, ready for anything. The only way to prevent the world being conquered by these extraterrestrials, Rick reasons, is to capture their spaceship and fly off to the aliens' home planet. So that's exactly what he intends to do. He's going to visit interesting and exotic places, meet bizarre and wonderful life forms, and kill them. There are 5 levels in total. 4 of them can access at will. So if you get stuck on one, you can try another and go back to it later. The 5th can only be reached once you complete the other 4 in one mammoth session. They are arranged roughly in order of difficulty, though it's not to say that any of them are easy. So you'd be well advised to start at level 1 and work your way through. Level 1 starts in Hyde Park below the huge metallic hulk of a spacecraft. It begins with laser beams spitting at as our hero runs for the entrance hatch. The main part of this level is inside the alien spaceship. There are plenty of traps lying in wait for Rick. They mainly seem to involve robots and lasers. It's tough, but not tough enough to stop our hero. Solving this and selecting from the menu brings you to level 2. Now that Rick has taken control of the ship, he can fly away to the various planets that the Nazis hail from. The first port of call is Planet Frisia. Here there are slippery platforms and icicles that drop without warning. Next we visit Vegetabilia. This is a jungle planet, and Rick's journey takes him high up among the treetops. There are many possible paths through this section, so if you're stumped by one route, try another. The atomic mud mines are the most perilous stage yet. Rumbling wagons and rolling barrels are new threats that must be avoided. To make things even more difficult, many of the passageways are covered in thick mud that bogs them down. Level 5? Well, we'll leave that one for you to discover. You mean you haven't got that far? The gameplay is very similar to the original Rick Dangerous, with the fire button being used in conjunction with the stick to produce various actions. This time, however, the bombs can be shoved along the floor, exploding a few seconds later at a safe distance, vital at many points. The screen scrolls when you get close to the edges. Going up and down reveals more of the same area, leaving a screen to the left or right shifts the entire area across, revealing a new screen. If you then die, you will, then you'll start afresh from your last entry point to a new area. Of course, there are tons of traps, lots of secret buttons to find, and plenty of perils to prevent Rick succeeding. Just as Rick 1 captured the Indiana Jones style so perfectly, Rick 2 follows the Flash Gordon genre to a T. It just goes to show what a versatile hero he is, and And if Rick Dangerous was a pretty game, Rick Dangerous 2 is beautiful. It's extremely bright and colourful, and the graphics are cuter than fluffy white bunny rabbits. Each level has an entirely different set of graphics. The backgrounds, traps, and sprites have been redrawn. In fact, the only thing that links them together is Rick himself, who looks the same dashing hero throughout the game. For the most part, the sound consists of effects that represent such things as firing, bombs exploding, and traps activating. There's a suitably adventurous style tune on the title screen. As the game starts, a short piece of music plays before fading and allowing the effects to cut in. The start of game music is different for each level. It's extremely atmospheric too, and all the music sounds finely tuned to fit in with the scenario. Play it on a Plus machine and you'll even find the stereo is used to great effect. As the laser beams thunder across the screen, the sound is echoed from side to side through the appropriate speaker. Rick Dangerous 2 is a very polished product indeed. A tremendous amount of work has gone into the game design, graphics, and sound. In essence, it's a simple platform game, but the way it's been presented makes it far, far more than that. Rick Dangerous 2 is a compulsive game. When a trap catches you by surprise, it's annoying, but frustration develops into determination, and you'll keep going until you beat the blasted thing. And if you do get stuck, the 4 levels, 5 if you get that far, are different enough to make it almost work like having 4 separate games. First day target score. Complete level 1. Do we have a second opinion somewhere here? Oh, yes we do. And text is hard to read. Second opinion. The graphics are a bit blocky, and the game style itself is decidedly old. But the whole thing is done just brilliantly. No question about it. An instant master game. The verdict. Well, first aid task was complete level 1. Right, level 1 only. The verdict. Graphics 96%. Colourful and cute. Different picks for different levels. Sonic's 94%. Each level has its own excellent tune. Good sound effects. Grab factor 98%. Fans of Dangerous 1 will feel right home right away. Simple game architecture with tough puzzles. Staying power 97%. 5 mega addictive levels. Every time you play, you progress. A rating 97%. Warning, this game is dangerous. Dangerous. And there we have a highest ever rated game so far. But we have more. We have a map. This is the first level. It's at the bottom here. Warning, warning, this map shows the layout of the screens en route you have to follow, but it doesn't show all the baddies and where they appear. You'll have to find those out for yourselves. We have labelled points of interest early on, but have to do most of the work yourselves. We don't want to ruin it for you. Don't use bullets or K-laser bolts then, unless you have to. Sometimes you can get past the robots without shooting them, and now and again you can persuade one of the wall-mounted lasers to do it for you. Look out for the lasers in the walls. Many can be switched off, but many more can't. Some of them fire only once or twice. Some only fire once when you walk across a certain point on the floor. Occasionally, canisters can get up and walk towards you. You can't destroy them. Avoid them instead, jumping over them if necessary. Finally, don't rush. Most of the time, once you've knocked off the odd robot here and there, you can stand and think as long as you like. Puzzles require a blend of logic, split-second timing, and reflexes to solve, but take time out before you tackle them to watch the robots sparking electrodes, lifts, etc. to decide exactly when to make your move. I've even got a Rick Dangerous competition. Okay, so we've met level 1 for you. What we need out there is for someone to do the same for level 2. And just as a little inducement, Microprose is offering, wait for it, a day out of Microprose HQ. Slap up a feed and a trip in the Microprose plane. So the first person to send in a map of level 2 that works as the winner and gets to see their labour of love printed in cheat mode. No time to lose, eh? You don't have to be an artistic genius and do the whole thing with a microscope and 200 different coloured felt tip pens either. You can leave all that to AA's resident Van Gogh Ollie, mad as a balloon Alderton. He'll either redraw it himself with 200 different coloured felt tip pens, or dip into AA's enormous coffers and pay some incredibly famous artist to do it. Not Hockney though, because he's lousy on deadlines. And that's not all. There are also 10 MicroProse goodie bags on offer to 10 lucky runners-up. So just send in your map. Make sure it's legible. To Rick Dangerous Compo, Amstrad Action. There's no closing date since the first correct entries are the winners. Good luck. I think that's it. Right. Okay. 97%. Right. Now we get to play a game. Right. Off we go. Oh, it's one of these, is it? Rick Dangerous 2, Microstar, Core Design. Dangerous 2, press key to start level. Hyde Park, London. The ice caverns of Frisia. The forest of Vegetabilia. The atomic mud mines. Oh. I should probably check up on the cat first before I do anything. So sit back and listen to this for a while. Back in a bit. Alright, we're back. The music ended. Oh. Start level 1. Here we go. Yeah, there's one screen done. Oh, okay. We gotta be right in the center there. Right in the center there, sure. Oh, there's a start. Kick button. Oh. I've got it now to... Oh, that's the bomb. There we go. Firing up. Jump it. No, he turned around! Where did he turn around for? Shit. It's the third one, isn't there? Oh, there he goes. Oh no, there is a third one. There is a third one. Kick button. Lift. Duck. You get there? Got that. Yeah, look, we got an arrow to point to that button. Don't push that button. It kills you. Hit that one. That's the right one to hit. Okay. I'm gonna use a bomb here. I gotta figure out how to shove these. How do we kick the... How do we... do it all again? Oh. Once you've taken the extra ammo, you don't get it back. Oh. Yeah, can't use the thing though in here. How do we slide it along? Oh, here you go. That's how you do it. Oh, kick that one. It tells us to kick this one. Should we do it? Good. Oh! Yep. Yep. Do it again. Do it again. Chance to get off the ladder. That would be nice. trust it. They keep changing direction. Oh no. Get up there, come on. If I stand up, it'll shoot me, right? Yes. Of course it does. Oh, we'll go this way, right? These pipes can climb up. Right, get up there. What are you doing? Oh, but you... What does this button do? Oh. You can't go up? There's a ladder. It looks like a ladder. It's not a ladder. Oh, into the screen! Oh no! Oh no! Death loop! Well, okay, don't re-enter the room, because you just get spawn killed. Try again. Kick the buttons. Don't kick that button. Points to the visual area and kick that button. Don't kick it. It's a trap. button do? Who knows? Lift it, doesn't go all the way. That's a better way of doing that. Don't get back. Oh. Oh boy, this mechanics. Oh god, I shot the thing! Okay, you use it. Okay. Have to go back down again? I don't know. I don't trust this game. Oh, good. Good. Fall through the flip, that's good. Oh god. I wasn't close enough to the laser this time. Great. It's gonna shoot me. Yeah. I wanted a slide bomb, but no, didn't do that. Like that. Oh! It's fired so late. I still have lives left. Wait. Cool, we'll get through this, huh? I know! This little thing hit it in the barrel. Can't shoot it. Bomb? Nope. Alright. It kills you though. Sure kills you. Definitely too close. One go. Oh. Come on, where you coming? You coming? Dude. Okay, go that way. Okay, let's change. Up we go. Oh, I forgot the duck. I forgot the duck. Yeah, let's change direction when they feel like it. Alright. Jump away on me, come on. Yeah, it's gonna shoot me as soon as I stand up. That's what that's gonna do. Oh, get back up there, come on. Ah. Oh god. Got the laser. back up. So how do we just have to dodge this thing? No, no, what did I hesitate for? Oh, back up, here we go. What if this blows up? It does not. Okay. Look! Double platforms. Did I hit the button? Oh! Oh, jeez! Good. Oh, I got him. Can I jump there? Nope! Can't jump there! Back to this we go. Good. Is it stop? Is it stop? Oh, no, it stops. It's only if I get close to it, huh? Oh no! It seems we only if I get close to it. Wonderful. Let's try another stage. Let's have a look. Oh. What? No. Jump, Rick. You can jump. Oh, I bet those can't be destroyed. Oh, ice! Can't stop moving. Ah, I know. It's a penguin. Oh, that's a button. That's hard to know what that is. Oh! And jumping, that is... Oh, God, we've got to go through this again. Whee. How do we get across this? Can we bomb it? Yes, we can. Okay, good. Oh! Of course it shoots you. Oh! Oh God, how are we supposed to get through that? It's not like that, apparently. Do it all again. Oh God. Oh! Eh. Yeah, game one she did. Alright, we'll move on. We'll move on. There's 97%. Alright, next game through a few more pages. Next up is, oh boy, it's county cricket. Now we get exciting games. D&H Games, $9.99 cassette, or $9.99 tape, $14.99 disc. Keys only. Long summer days, peaceful village greens. The sound of the church bells over the lea as they gently chime 4 o'clock, and a graceful smack of liver on willow, followed by a smattering of applause. These are the gentle images of cricket that many Englishmen hold so dear. Of course, cricket these days is often more perceived as a high-pressure, drug-ridden whirlwind of hotel-related sexploits and dangerously fast bowling. Cricket has entered the 90s to the sound of breaking bones and heated arguments. There's big money in international tests, and consequently there are big winners and losers. But perhaps county cricket still provides a haven for this veritable three-ring circus of international sporting nonsense. Yes, the counties must surely retain that cultured air of refined benevolence that gave rise to the British Empire. Possibly. D&H Games, the self-styled masters of strategy, also produces Multiplayer Soccer Manager, reviewed in issue 61. With county cricket, it is remaining true to the text-only format that was seen in that game. Once the program is loaded, you are presented with a choice of county sides. Simply select the one you wish to manage and put your name, and away you go. There is a main menu, which will allow you to choose your team, train your men in whatever aspect of the game you feel warrants further practice, or view your fixtures over the season. The team lineups are quite faithful to real life, especially considering that players come and go for more rapidity each season. Each player has several ability ratings, as well as data concerning his specialist skills, be they batting, bowling, wicket-keeping, and so on. You can then select the order you wish your batsman to play, and you can make substitutions to the team if you like. Training can also be set in one of 4 fields: batting, bowling, fielding, and general ability. There is obviously a limited amount of training you can achieve in this short space of time before the season begins, though. The first fixture is set. Your men are ready, and the crowd is waiting, if they've bothered to turn up. Time for the toss. You may choose heads or tails. Detail this bit. If you win, you get to choose whether to bat or bowl. The computer has been using a rather nice scoreboard-style typeface to display all the data up until now. And once the game starts, you'll see a scoreboard. This displays all the data needed to follow a match: who's batting and bowling, the score, and when the wickets, if any, have fallen, and the over bowled. At the beginning, you can specify between 40 and 60 overs for the season's matches. The game progresses very, very slowly. Further investigation reveals that much, if not all, of the coding is in BASIC. This would account for the pedestrian gameplay. Each ball bowled takes several seconds, so an innings takes well over an hour. If you are batting, the computer will change bowlers regularly. You then get the option to modify your batting approach to suit the new bowler. For example, if he is fast, you might want to adopt a defensive posture. These decisions constitute the sum total of your interaction with the game as it's being played. Ah, you might exclaim, isn't this rather realistic? Real cricket takes an eternity to play too. This is true, but in real cricket there is at least something to watch during the boring bits, such as buses going up and down outside the ground, or West Indians dancing because they're on the brink of victory again. In county cricket, you are forced to sit and wait. After a while, you start hoping that your batsmen are all bowled out just to hurry up the game. Cricket fans might initially be impressed by the depth of detail in the program, despite the lack of graphics or sound. A lot of accurate information is included, and the atmosphere is set for an exciting county championship competition. It's a pity then that this excitement simply doesn't materialise. All inputs have to be made using the keyboard, and it is occasionally necessary to hold down a key in order for the computer to register it. This really sums up the whole program. Sadly, in the long run, even hardened cricket fans will find it difficult to sustain any enthusiasm for county cricket. Mind you, at least you don't have to listen to Richie Beno, though. James Third Leg Leach. First day target score. Finish a game. Second opinion. Cricket's slow enough in the first place. You need a few hundred hours to spare, and if you want to get into a match. But as for the game that goes even slower than the real thing. The verdict. Graphics 20%. Text layouts look acceptable. See, the font looks identical to the Highway Encounter. Just the look. Sonic's 0%. Not even the clunk of bat on ball. Grab factor 38%. Looks detailed and competent. Staying power 30%, but takes eons to play. AA rating 30%. It's just not cricket. Yay? Okay. Oh, this is going to be fun times. Alright. Off we go. Karate cricket. For 99 D&H games. I gotta wait for it to load. Even this takes a while. County Cricket by Chaz Chapman. Press enter. Do you want to load a saved game? He said no. No. I said no. To start here. What's 2026? Enter your name. No. How many overs do you want in a match? 40 to 60. We'll go 40. Like we're going to get through 40 overs or something. The skill level, I presume, one is easy. I don't know. It may not be. Who knows? I think it's just thinking. Yeah, it seems to be still thinking. The wonders of games written in BASIC. Select team to manage. Essex, Worcester, Glamorgan, Yorkshire, Somerset, Gloucester, Derbyshire, Lancashire, Hampshire, Surrey, Middlesex, Notts, Northants, Leicester, Sussex, Kent, Warwicks. For Yorkshire. New season. Press enter. County Cricket Week 1. Fixtures. It's just the one, huh? You get the results. At least for other matches, you don't have to sit through it. Week 2, just the 1. There you have a lot of fixtures. There we finally get to have a match. Against Glamorgan even. Result 1. Please wait, Glamorgan picking their team. Press enter. Please wait. Main menu, change team, select bowlers, check averages, training, next team page, check league, save game, editor, continue. A youth team, B fixtures. Okay, so I think we don't have to select anything. I think there should be some selected already. Change bowlers. No, we'll stick with what we got. Can we change anyone in the team? Pickles. Okay, if I knew what each stat referred to, it would help. This is batting, bowling, speed. No? I don't know. And FT, I guess, is fitness. Yeah, we'll stick with what we've got. O to exit? Or was it 0 to exit? 0 to exit because you can't tell. Okay, so we just continue. Type of wicket, fast. Heads or tails? Heads. You won the toss. Into a bat, or 1 bat, or 2 bowl. Or bat first. Hey, we've got a scoreboard, all right. Press enter. Select style of batting for a slow bowler. Go for attacking. Not very attacking. And yeah, just go through this. Press space to change. No. Second over. This isn't too slow, is it? Really? Okay. Oh, we lost one. We lost one already. Oh no, it's 2. It didn't take long. Keep going. Oh, here goes another one. Oh, we gotta suck. We gotta suck at this, aren't we? At least we don't have to do anything much. We change tactics if we need to. That's about it. It's, after this over, we'll switch. Oh, there goes another one. After this over, we will change tactics. If it will let me. Here we go. Press enter. So type of style of batting, we'll go with moderate. Yeah, this is the height of excitement. Hey, goes another one. This isn't that slow. But kind of not all that interactive. Oh, just another. Oh, well. It's 18 overs. Are we in the 18th over? I forget how it works. Will we survive the 40 overs? Oh, 22 overs. Oh, this is excitement. Can we survive 40 overs? It's 25. Was this the 25th over? One of the two. They seem to be stabilising. Even if they're not scoring quickly. Right, 10 overs to go. Yeah, I think I might survive somehow. Alright, after this over, we'll switch tactics. They're all bowled out, really. I suppose they're not really got any room for any more info than that. Alright, we'll go to very attacking. Watch it all fall apart. Yeah, come on, keep going. Couple more overs. That's it. That's it. Didn't they 40 overs? 116 for 6. And then it goes to the... Yeah, I can't bother going through that again just for bowling. But you get the idea. It's a little boring. It's a little boring. We'll move on. Next game. Next game is Guardian Angel by Codemasters, $2.99. Dressed keys. Life on the streets is tough. You can't cross the road safely without being beaten to within an inch of your life and having your shoes stolen by muggers. Clearly, something has to be done. How about an offender rehabilitation scheme? Or putting more bobbies on the beat? Far too subtle. What's needed is someone to sort these street punks out once and for all. A vigilante. A guardian angel. That's where you come in. You take control of said GA, and it's your job to kick ass and make sure that these villains never offend again. You have three fighting moves with which to send the delinquents to a big prison in the sky. A punch will send the weaker ones reeling, whereas flying kicks are needed to fatten the bigger bad guys. A low kick is also part of your vocabulary of violence, should you need to take care of some real vermin. The place is also inhabited by killer rats. The action takes place in the docks. The screen scrolls as you make your way along. You'll meet a couple of sailors, which are easily disposed of, but the meanies get tougher and tougher as you go along. You'll meet forklift truck driving hoodlums and chainsaw wielding maniacs in the later stages. Individually, all the baddies can be beaten fairly easy. But the vicious brutes surround you and pile on all at once. Talk about kicking a man when he's down. These gentlemen do it for a hobby. When you get surrounded in this way, you've no chance. You just have to resign yourself to the fact that you're about to lose another precious life. Graphically, the game is very spectrumy. The central playing area is a monotone. No effort has been made at all to add any colour to the Amstrad's cheeks. Sound is pretty pathetic too. The effects are limited to feeble hitting sounds. Guardian Angel is rather average, easy to play and pick up, just gets too difficult. First aid talent score, reach level 2. Second opinion, the graphics are nice and large, but every game is pretty much the same. Good, satisfying kicking and thumping and little else. The verdict, graphics 57%, blatant spicky port. Sonics 34%, limited thwacking sounds. Grab factor 68%. Easy to master moves. Staying power 47%. You get kicked in too often. Rating 58%. Tiresome fighting game. And if you look closely at the screenshot, oh look, it's Freddy Hardest. This is a sequel to Freddy Hardest. They just renamed it for the English market. Anyway, let's keep going. Oh, that's why I started up first. That would be a good idea. Alright. Alright, now we're not cheating. Alright, start, continue, redefine, controls, pause, escape menu. No sound whatsoever. Define. Press key for left, right, down, up, fire. Start, continue. 5 lives. Stage 1. Oh, you run fast. There you go. Yeah, it's kind of one colour, isn't it? At this point, it is very yeah, it's very vigilante. And yeah, you get surrounded, you're dead. Oh, let's keep coming. Here's another one. What? Okay. Dude, the forklift just came up from behind. Decided, yeah. Yeah, what do you do? You're surrounded, you're dead. Get ready. Oh, well, we got a stage 2 somehow. Yeah, and you did. Was I not hitting him? Game over. You can continue. Get ready. We're back at stage 1. What use is continuing if you can't Alright, try again. Yeah. Oof. You get surrounded, you can't do a damn thing. Ah, ah. Watch out for the forklift. Well, get ready. Stage 2, let's go. Yeah, just rude here. Oh no, rats! Rats! Uh, 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 uh. Ow. Get ready. Oh, this got a chainsaw. Yeah. Hell, that's Guardian Angel. I don't know if we're really getting any further on this thing. Oh, yeah. Well, at least that one's over and done with. Don't need to play that again. We'll move on. Next game. Next game. Next game is Tiger Road. The kicks. $2.99 tape, joystick or keys. This is a budget re-release, but we didn't play it when it was released full price. We've got no excuse. We have to play it. Oh dear! All the kiddies from your Oriental village have been kidnapped again. Who's to blame for this diabolical deed? That nasty inscrutable Ryu Keno. That's who. And you are rather concerned by his evil doings. For you are Li Wong, a ninja samurai head case. You have volunteered to get the young'uns back safely. That means battling your way through dozens of differing enemies, chopping up large guards, and slicing through hordes of Ken's enthusiastic followers. Your violent journey along the Tiger Road is divided into distinct levels. You first enter a castle and do battle with the assorted characters within. There are giants, devils, mutants, and barrels. These need to be jumped over. Yes, Tiger Road incorporates a version of that old jump over the rolling barrels chestnut. As if this wasn't enough, there are blokes throwing spears, Malaysian fighting kites, and the other frustrating obstacles to overcome before you complete your quest. Each screen involves running, jumping, avoiding, and slaying, and it's all against the clock too. Tiger Road is, in all honesty, showing its age now. Both the idea and the action are dated, but perhaps surprisingly, it is great fun to play. There is a pseudo-oriental tune which tinkles along throughout the game, and there are also other occasional spot sound effects. Graphics are big and colourful, if not exactly sophisticated, and everything is fast enough not to be irritating. It isn't especially smooth, though, another indication of its age. Overall, Tiger Road is one of the better budgets. If you're still interested in the concept of martial arts platform games, then this has it all. It has its single most important quality. It's infuriatingly addictive. James Chopper Leach. First day target score, 8,000 points. Second opinion, blocky and slow. I don't know what all the fuss is about. Mind you, it's still pretty polished effort for a budget game. The verdict, graphics 68%. Old-fashioned but fun. Sonic 65%. Quirky little tune with extra sounds. Grab factor 76%. Grabs you by the prawns. Ooh, ooh. Staying power 71%. You just gotta free those kids. AA rating 70%. You'll have a yen to play it. Groan. Okay. Okay. Disc. Tiger Road. Probe software. Tell you if you did it or not. Tiger Road, Capcom 1987. Right, let's start. Hey, we got the arcade music. How about that? Oh boy, these guys. Oh, I got the stabby thing. And the arcade music, that's supposed to be fast. Oh well, it threw me. Oh no, you threw me again. But that kills you! What? Really? That seems awfully unfair. Well, maybe the arcade music doesn't. I'm chain back. X. Take it down, thank you. Oh no! Instant death! That seems grossly unfair. Okay. X. Oh boy! Favorite bit, jumping over barrels! Oh no, you can't jump on... Okay, but I think I'm supposed to jump in there. I'm kind of stuck. Can't even turn around. Game over. Do better than that. This way. Over there. Up we go. Do you have anything other than weapons in it? Apparently not. Oh. Okay, that wasn't so bad. Oh boy, this is about as far as I ever got. So. Dead. Here we go, don't lose all our lives here. Still just touch him and you lose life. That makes hitting him hard. Such limited range. Oh! You did it somehow! Make these guys. Oh, and we did. Fine. If you just touch anything, your life generated. Oh, and dead. Ah. I don't really want to play anymore. Yeah, that's Tiger Road. Not when a probe's better if it's. We'll move on. Alright. It's going through them pretty quickly now. Well, next game is Puzznic. How many games have you got left? 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's it after that. Yeah, I should probably leave this till next time, but I'm going to play a decent game for once. Alright, we'll do Puzznic. We might just have a short stream next week or something. Anyway, Puzznic by Ocean, $10.99 tape, $15.99 disc. See, prices have gone up. Joystick keys. Life's a puzzle, innit? Well, it is when you're playing Puzznic. It seems that puzzle games are very much in vogue again. This summer, for example, we saw such greats as Emotion and Pipe Mania. Games where the action concentrated on quick thinking rather than fast reflexes. It looks like we're in for a treat during the coming winter months too. There are plenty of puzzlers on the way, first of which is this tricky little poster from Ocean. It goes something like this. There are all these little blocks, each marked with a symbol of some kind. And you push these things around the screen. The object is to position the like blocks together. When this is done, they disappear. Once all have been got rid of, the level is complete, and you move on to the next one. To stop things being too easy, the game has gravity. Unsupported blocks fall until they land on something solid, either another block or a wall. Some of the screens have moving walls too. These can be used as lifts or as a means of transporting a block from one area of the screen to another. The blocks are moved by means of a cursor, which can be freely positioned anywhere on the playing screen. Pressing fire selects the block, and a tap left or right shoves it across the screen. You can't move them upwards or downwards, gravity takes care of that. That's all there is to it. A truly simple concept. It's when you start to play that you realise just how simple can become very complicated indeed. Move the wrong block at the wrong time and you soon get yourself in trouble. It's all too easy to trap them. We end up having an odd one left over. When you finally solve a puzzle that has had you stumped for a long time, the feeling is one of elation. However, if you do get to a stage where you just can't figure out what to do, then it's not the end of the world. There are 8 levels to play through. Each level consists of 4 puzzles. So to play a game all the way through, you have to solve a total of 32 brain teasers. There's far more to it than that, though. There are several routes to solving the game. Level 1 is a set of four puzzles. Level 2 is 2, and so on until you reach level 8, which is with 8 sets of 4 puzzles. Those of you with lightning fast brains, or calculator, will have worked out that there are 144 puzzles in total, and 128 ways of getting there. Yeah, 144 puzzles. That's exactly what I see on the advert. The puzzles are arranged in logical order. The first ones you come across are easy enough, but they get more and more difficult as you progress. Luckily, you get 3 goes per game, so when you make a pig's ear of the whole thing, you can learn from your mistakes and keep going without having to start all over again. You can choose to start from any of the first 3 levels, at 6 starting points in total. Level 3, so you don't have to go through the easier early stages all the time. I'm missing a bit here. Here we go. For the first few games, you'll probably want to take it from the beginning so that you can get used to the idea. Once you've played through a few times, though, it'll be best to take it from level 3 so you don't have to go through the easier early stages all the time. The graphics aren't exceptional, but that's because of the style of game rather than the poor graphic design. After all, there's only so much you can do with a square block. The important thing is that the symbols are clear and can't be confused with each other. Sound again is very basic, a few blips and squeaks and that's it. More could have been made out of this section, For instance, a frantic tune that burbles away merrily against a rapidly decreasing time limit would have been good. Puzznic is one of those games based on a very simple idea. Appearances are as ever deceptive, and underneath it all there's oodles of mega addictive gameplay. You'll be unable to put it down until you've finished. First day target score reached level 6. Second opinion, Puzznic won't win any points for looks, or prizes for looks, but in terms of sheer gameplay, it's a winner. The verdict, graphics, 77%, not exactly stunning. Clear and crisp. Sonic's 50%, just a few blips. Grab factor, 80%, it doesn't look too exciting. Just wait till you play. Staying power, 89%, 144 levels, 128 permutations. Enough to keep you busy for ages. A rating, 84%, a brilliant brain teaser. Okay. Oops. Don't do that. Loony that. Oops. One too many Z's. Huh. Okay. Hey, Pom Pom Plex. We're about to play Puzznic. I see how good I am at puzzle games. Just generally, I'm not. So, I got a demo mode already. And continue the music. Change controls. Right. Okay. Right. So only the first 6 stages there. We'll start the first one just to get started. Oh yeah, yeah. I had a CPC back in the day, so got a little collection of old budget game tapes. I had a demo version of this that Amstrad Action put on a tape, so I kind of played this a bit before. I think the controls are a little doubled up here, so I'll just redefine these a bit here. Or maybe not. Oh. Alright. Yeah, these first few stages, they're pretty straightforward and easy. It's level 1 done. Oh, I get these 3. Yeah, there we go. Nine. Huh? Oh, I missed one. 3 try. Damn it. Not paying attention already. 4. I've got 4 of those ones. So I'm even get 3 for some reason. You can do that then. Here we go. Three of these. That. That. Here we go. Alright. That's level 2 done. Level 3. 5 and 5. Yeah. Here we go. Oh boy. 8 and 8. missed. Probably should have got ones on the sides first. Oh! God damn it. Let me try. This is going to be where it gets harder now. Do that. This way it doesn't matter so much. Alright. Next stage. Ooh. Three of these. Everything else can be paired. Okay, let's see how that works. You can do that. Do that. And then that. So about 3. Do that. That. Do that. Do that. That. Yeah. Hi. 7 and 5. Check up for the 3 there. See that there? Perfect. Alright, that's level 3 done. Alright, which one should we do? From level 4. It's all paired. I can move that over there. This one we can put in. Oh! I don't want to put that in there. Can't get it out now, so I have to retry. Ugh. Let me get this one done first. This way. Wait again. One over there. There we go. Oh, missed it. Oh, I ran out of time here. Yeah, I think we might be running out of time. Oh, damn it. Yeah, we're running out of time. When he retries left, right? No. Yeah, well. Time over. Rev can choose. No, we do not. That's one more attempt. Start up here this time. Do this. Oh, wait. Oh, no. That. He's all paired. Oh no! Retry. Not getting that back out of there. Oh, it does it for us. Oh, always want to screw that up. Oh, that's going to do it for us, right? Down it goes. Whew. Oh, this one's a little tricky. This is a pause button. That doesn't help much because it covers half the screen. Um, hmm. Okay, got an idea. Okay. No, that wasn't quite right. No, that is it again. This stage is awful. Hmm. Still not sure how we're supposed to do this. Oh, hey. Okay. I think I've already screwed this up. That'll do. It's exactly as planned. Let's go up here. Here's a 3. Okay. Three, 3, and 2. No! I don't want to go too... Yeah, okay. Well... Quit. Choice.